and work from there. That's 4, that's 5 red lights, everybody. And the Dutch Grand Prix is underway. Melvin looking to have a pretty slow start compared to JB. JB's going to be able to challenge him into turn 1 down the inside. He's got the much stronger softs on this opening lap. Looks like he's looking to pull ahead, but Melvin's not going to give it to him for free. But JB has made the position, and he's up to P1, TNKK P3. But he's got quite a lot of people challenging him there. His teammate Zippy getting pretty damn close. JB maintains P1. Melvin looked to challenge it into turn 3 for a moment there. Back... But he can't break that DLR. Oh, that's a huge slide, and Melvin's going to take advantage of that, send it down the inside. And JB, unfortunately, is going to try and stick it around the outside there, try and look for something. Right, Melvin here is going to have an opportunity. He's going to have the DRS. He's going to try it down the inside, but TNKK is looking to follow him through. And he gets past TNKK. Has to take an incredibly tight line there. I don't know if he got forced into that line by JB. Oh, but a little bit of contact there. Jurgen just tapping the rear of TNKK. Falls back. That was that was just an unfortunate accident there, is what it looks like. Incredible race for McLaren so far. Gyro P6 now, Lanny P7. And you've got to wonder, what is Lanny thinking on those hards as Zippy and Jurgen continue battle through turn 11. Zippy has pinged that sideboard a couple of times with Jurgen's there. Just a little bit of contact again, but Jurgen's going to try and maintain this position. Zippy forced very much. Was he forced? But the hards aren't a necessary tire at this track, really, unless everyone is doing medium hard. So we'll see. JB has fallen back quite a bit. Zippy, though, has fallen back even further. Alrighty, alrighty. Gyro getting past Lanny there. Into turn 1. He did it on the main straight. He's got the move done. It's just one of those things that you see, that you get used to, you know. TNKK and Melvin, these two fierce rivals. Both champions. And TNKK is going to take the lead of this race from the current from the reigning champion and current championship leader. JB now up into P3, gets ahead of Jurgen here. Really makes me wonder if they even have tested spectator cam, which is crazy because they're going to have to use it for their esports event, which I actually looked at it. We'll see if it runs. They did have to throw together 23's one at the very end, but I can't lie, 23's esports event was very good, so it was very fun to watch at least. Big gap between JB and Melvin, 1.5 seconds. So JB would have to find, what, 7 tenths? Almost 8 tenths to really go to get the DRS there. TNKK maintains the lead, but Jurgen gets ahead of JB just behind, and it's now a Red Bull 2-3. Zippy gets ahead of Lanny, and he's back up to P5. Lanny's in P6 on those hards. Tim has retired from the session, and it is a full course safety car, everybody. But now they might end up just getting past him due to strategy. Safety car is in this lap, so we should have another 26 laps of racing to go. Let's hope we do. As Lenny now gets to choose when he wants to send it. Right now, taking it very, very slow. And you really have to, because the safety car takes forever to get into the pit lane here. You can't just kind of send it when you want to. You're almost forced to send it on the straight. Safety car, though, has just entered the pit, and so Lanny can send it right now if he so wishes. And indeed he has. Not really catching TNKK out, though. In fact, TNKK having a very healthy reaction to that. He's going to be gaining just bit by bit. Doesn't need to go for the overtake, though. Pretty much everyone maintains position, but Jurgen's going to send it down the inside of JB there. And you know what? He looks like he's got that move done. It's a very strong overtake from Jurgen there. Very bold to go for it on the safety car restart. Oh, that was synchronized. I'm going to see what Lenny's really thinking with this. I don't know. I don't get it. I don't get the strat. I want to believe there's some masterclass here that we're missing. Melvin looking for it into turn 14. Very bold place to go for the overtake, but he gets it done. Sees TNKK leave a gap, and he just goes for it. Here we now are 3 wide in the run-up towards turn 1. Melvin looks to have got the lead, but TNKK is going to fight him for it. A little bit of contact there. It's allowing Lanny to try and stick it down the inside there. Big particle explosion. Lanny down to P3. TNKK and Melvin, though, still fighting for this. Lanny's going to be looking to try and follow Melvin through. But his teammate JB has caught up to him, just slipping past Jürgen there. And once again, what intense racing we're getting here. Is that? Oh, no! Oh, my God. Good job. Good job stopping the car there, Jürgen. Right, Melvin, P1, has regained his lead of this Grand Prix. TNKK, P2. TNKK is going to be needing to get score some extra points here, and so he's going to use that DRS and send it down the inside and get past Melvin here. JB, meanwhile, is going to be slipping past Lanny here. Oh no, he could have tried some tire whispering, got the mediums to the end. JB slips ahead of TNKK. TNKK falling almost 8 tenths behind JB there. Some kind of mistake must have taken place, surely. Surely. So I can believe JB would have got an overtake there, but I can't imagine TNKK would then end up so close to Lanny. As Melvin maintains his lead, JB back up to P2. TNKK P3, Jaro's found his way past Lanny. And here, it's going to be quite a quite interesting spot to watch, because now we need to see what really happens to Lanny here, because P5 isn't an impossible place to fight for. Pretty large gap to try and close here. JB, though, is going to be looking to take the lead of the Grand Prix here. Gets ahead of Melvin into turn 1, and indeed, he is into the lead. Come turn 2. And Melvin's going to be looking to go for the overtake here. TNKK is going to be thinking about following through, but just doesn't want to commit to it. Interesting. So we're at a point in the race here where pretty much the only people going for overtake are the leaders here, and JB regains the lead of the race once again, up to P1, Melvin P2. TNKK, unfortunately, is in the worst position he can be. He's just in P3, he has the DRS, he can close the gap, but there's just no opportunity to go for an overtake. Right. Lanny P5, Jürgen is on a charge through the field, though, trying to catch up to Lanny here. That 8-second gap that we spoke about earlier, completely gone. Lanny is exploring the track limits. He wanted to take the off-road there. Sometimes you gotta explore the track to really understand it. Lanny there, big understander of that. Great understanding of the track, really. Feels it in his bones. Continue onwards. Here we see Melvin going for an overtake on JB, and TNKK is going to be looking to try and claim P2 to get himself out of the dreadful P3 position, and he's managed it, and JB is unfortunately now going to be demoted to P3, and that is, as we've seen for TNKK, just not a strong place to be in. You just lose out on quite a lot of time. Decent run for the final 2 corners here, and we're going to see if TNKK can now challenge for the lead. DRS opens up on that McLaren. Dives to the inside. It looks like he's going to have the move done pretty easily. Yes, he is. Meanwhile, Meanwhile, JP, sorry, is going to be closing that gap. I am very tired. Sorry for mixing everyone's names up. But TNKK here is going to lose the position in turn 3. And unfortunately, he's back down to P2. JB, P3. TNKK looking very vulnerable to the Ferrari here. Come onto a different set of tyres. TNKK. Oh my god, it's too many Ks. TNKK. Oh my, I'll just say TNK. If I try and do the second K, I just trip over my tongue. TNK, right, P1 currently for McLaren. Made his way past Melvin. JB's closing that gap. Right now, P3 is just a dangerous place to be. Melvin's rear wing is wide open, but he's not close enough to go for the overtake just yet, and he's unfortunately forced to slot into P2. Caution. Jaro slow. But Jürgen, gap to Lanny, has shrunk completely. So I'm pretty sure Jürgen must have had a moment there, and Lanny is going to be quite happy to see that. The top 3 in that DRS train averaging about 112.5 between them. Jaro 113.2. So Lanny has decided to bite the bullet. He's into the pits. He's coming onto the mediums. If pace-wise, he was looking alright on those 23-lap-old hards. Right now, he is going to be given a golden opportunity to just absolutely drive all out. Meanwhile, there's a caution, and it looks like Jürgen is off the track. Fastest lap point should be comedically easy for the Ferrari driver. Unless Jürgen ends up in a position where he is P8 and pits like nearer towards the end. Slaps on some softs, goes for it near the end. And indeed, he is going to come into the pits. But oh, and it's a 10-second. Oh, no. Oh, Jürgen, no. It's all just gone very unfortunately for the Red Bull driver. Making his way up towards the line, this will clearly be fastest lap, but how much faster will it be? Zippy and Ricciardo battling alongside into turn 1. Zippy takes a lot of curb there, unfortunately falls behind. Lanny crosses the line. Then he crosses the line at 21.984 in the third sector, and it's not the fastest lap. He misses out by, I kid you not, like a hundredth and a half. Zippy, unfortunately, has ended up in the gravel at turn 11, turn 12. This gravel trap in this game, I never even think of, right? Because it's never really an issue for the F1 cars. But like in iRacing F4, that gravel trap is evil. It's one that like catches you out so frequently. Lanny's made 2 positions here, up to P6, and takes fastest lap for the time being, a 111.615. But Jürgen has gone fastest in the first and second sector here. Zippy's going to come to the pits. Zippy has retired from the session, unfortunately. So the McLaren driver is going to come in and retire, unfortunately. Jürgen's going to cross the line, set a new fastest lap of 111.421, 2 tips faster than Lanny, but unfortunately he's 21 seconds off. I kept turning off, lol, so annoying. Oh, that's really unlucky. That's just really unlucky, because as soon as your monitor turns off, you just have to, like, you either reflexively pause in a good spot, and it's not a problem, and the game will auto-drive for you for a little bit, or you're just straight off and into the gravel trap, or straight off and into a wall. Like, there's nothing really you can do about it. Lanny getting past Ricciardo there, really making use of that tyre advantage to just out-grip him through the high-speed corners in Sector 1. And he's going to come onto the softs, go for a fastest lap nearer to the end. Also defends him from Jürgen if Jürgen does get too close. I think Jürgen might very well get ahead of him here. Yeah, Jürgen's managed to get ahead of him in the pits here, which is interesting, because it is going to cost Ricciardo a lot more points. But Ricciardo also might not be classified, because he is racing for a team that he doesn't... Team principal racing for another team. Who knows? TNKK here. Is he looking to defend? Is this where he uses all of his ERS? It looks like it. It looks like here is where he's going to be looking to defend to try and keep Melvin behind. Melvin's going to use the DRS. He's going to be trying to close that gap as much as possible, getting closer and closer. But it's not enough. He's not close enough, and Melvin's going to be forced to have to either try and overtake in turn 11 or go for it on the final lap. Go for it. On the final corner. But TNKK, no! This is the one time you can't afford to have a massive slide there. You could have afforded it on the prior laps. Those tyres incredibly worn, and we can imagine right about now that that's what the drivers are feeling. It's just a lot to ask of them and of the car and of the tyres to give him the grip that he needs there. Meanwhile, JB getting dangerously, not dangerously, but getting, you know, incredibly close to Melvin there. From that angle, it looked like he had an opportunity to go for an overtake. Clearly he does not, though. TNKK is looking to defend this position. Sends it into turn 1. Gets through. Not turn 1. Sends it through turn 11 and 12. Stays ahead. Melvin now is going to have only one opportunity, and it's going to be to go for it in these 2 final corners. They've made it through the penultimate corner. They've made it through turn 15. Melvin's not really that close. He's going to have the DRS, but it looks like TNKK is going to win the Dutch Grand Prix. Melvin takes P2. JB takes P3. What an incredibly close sprint, and unfortunately nearer to the end there, it was mostly just a DRS train between the top 3, but it was an incredibly close finish. Any one of them could have got that race win. But TNKK managed it wonderfully. Must have built up almost all the battery that he could have for that final corner on lap 35, and he managed to keep Melvin behind. And Melvin looking to just not have the best run, really, through turn 14, 15. Jaro crosses P4, Lanny P5. Lanny finishing only 4 seconds behind Jaro, which is quite interesting. Jürgen now makes his way towards the line, fortunately back in the lobby, fortunately P6. Has a 10-second penalty, though, which I completely forgot about, and completely justifies Ricciardo going onto the softs, because he's going to finish P6 with Jürgen P7. Blimey was waiting for Melvin to actually go for the overtake.